I don't even need a burning bush. A burning dandelion would be fine. Once a month, a bunch of guys from my neighborhood come over to my house to talk about God. One of the most recent questions we explored was, how do we know when God's speaking to us? How do we know when God's sending us a sign? Now, guys gave all their opinions, some told some stories. My friend Dan, though, he had the most unbelievable story of God sending him a sign. Years ago, Dan was a teacher, and every Friday afternoon, a bunch of teachers would play a pickup basketball game together after school. This one particular Friday afternoon, when the game ended, his friend Bob headed out of the gym and a little while later died of a heart attack. A few weeks later, Dan developed a pain in his abdomen. His wife is a nurse, so she's just like, deal with it, get over it, take some Pepto-Bismol. So he's pumping this stuff down, thinking it's gonna go away, and it's just getting worse and worse. One night he goes to bed, and he's awakened in the middle of the night with this dream. It's his friend Bob, who died a few weeks earlier, and Bob's telling him, Dan, you need to get up right now and go to the hospital immediately. Dan's not the kind of guy who sees visions or dreams all the time. I mean, this guy's got his PhD. When Bob appears to him in the dream, he figures, this must be God trying to get my attention. And he drags himself out of bed, drives himself to the hospital. And when he gets to the ER, the doctor there does his scans and tells him, Dan, you should have been dead. You've got a huge blood clot in your abdomen. I can't believe you didn't die on the way over here. This blows Dan's mind. I mean, God is like speaking to him. God was speaking clearly in this vision, this dream. And it gets Dan thinking, I wonder how many other times God is speaking to me, sending me signs, and I'm just missing them. I think God is speaking. The problem is, we're not listening. Maybe a bigger problem is, we just don't look for him. We're not really seeking him out. I lead a church called Jericho Road Church, and right now we're really just kind of stuck. We aren't really growing. Everything's kind of flatlined. What I could really use right now from God, some clear direction that would tell me what to do next. Just a word, please. Hello? Is anyone out there? I don't even need a burning bush. A burning dandelion would be fine. Anyone? Anyone? I just need it to be clear. I mean, I take a billboard on the highway just to tell me this is what you're supposed to do. God says through the prophet Jeremiah, you will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I just don't live that way very often, but I think I know what it looks like. Back in 1982, I met this girl named Pam that was like, wow. We lived in the same town for 8 months, and so for the first 8 months, we spent every weekend together. I would take her out, I'd put a rose in her seat when I picked her up. We would go on these special outings and get dressed up. I mean, we really got to know each other and really liked each other. But then the summer came, and she went home to New Jersey for the summer, and I stayed in Chicago. This is like when, you had to actually call people on the phone on a landline, and that cost a lot of money long distance. So we used to have this little signal we developed. I would ring her phone once to say, I'm thinking of you, and she'd ring my phone back to say, I'm thinking of you. Isn't that sweet? And then we'd actually write real letters, with real paper, real ink, and real envelopes, and they'd go snail mail back and forth. I love you, precious buttercup, hoopsie doopsie, honey bunch, beautiful body, gorgeous fox. See you very soon. Love, your fiance, Jeffrey. Now back in that next fall, she came back to school and I went to seminary. But every weekend I would get in my car and I would drive hundreds of miles through snow, sleet, rain, just to get to be with her for a few hours for the weekend. Now this all finally paid off in 1986 when she agreed to be my wife. And we've been married now for 26 years. Now that's what pursuit looks like. I gave everything I had to chasing Pam because there was nothing more important to me. But now here I sit, frustrated because I can't hear God speak. And yet I don't give half the energy to chase God that I gave to chasing my wife. So if you're frustrated because you can't hear God, try chasing Him with everything you've got. I promise, He has so much to say to you.